In last week's vlog, I talked about cultivating an attitude of generosity throughout the period of Lent. Well, we're a week in, so if you have any stories, then we'd love to hear from you. So why don't you share them in the comments below? Now, Lent is a period where we remember Jesus' temptation in the wilderness, and you can read about that in Matthew and Mark and in Luke, that immediately after his baptism, Jesus was led by the Spirit into the wilderness for 40 days, and he fasted there. And during that time, Satan came and tempted him. And we read about these desperate attempts that Satan makes to derail Jesus, to set him off the path that he's on of fulfilling the purposes of God for this world. And he tempts him. We read 3 particular temptations. Again, you can read those in the gospel accounts. And each time, Jesus replies with scripture. He speaks with authority, resisting the devil and showing that there's nothing that Satan can do to derail Jesus from the purpose that he's on. We had Teen Challenge in on Sunday, and the guest speaker, Phil Hills, spoke about the purposes of God and Satan's attempts throughout history to ruin those purposes. And he finished with Jesus, and he said this encouraging thing to us, that Satan does not have the capacity or the authority to derail the purposes of God in your life. I'll say that again. Satan does not have the capacity or the authority to derail the purposes of God in your life. So if you're facing temptation today, if you're facing some really difficult situations, and we've all had those moments where we feel like giving up, where everything's coming against us and we don't know when it's ever going to end. If you're facing that, I want you to take courage from the fact that Jesus has been there as well. Listen to these words from Hebrews chapter 4. For we do not have a high priest who is unable to sympathize with our weaknesses, but we have one who has been tempted in every way just as we are, yet was without sin. Let us then approach the throne of grace with confidence, so that we may receive mercy and find grace to help us in our time of need. Jesus has faced it all, and he's made a way for us to overcome temptation as well. Satan has no power over you, because Jesus has the ultimate power. Have a great week.